How are you?
I am well, and we are live. So wait, JB still, let's see, he'll still come on, it's fine. So karibuni sana, thank you so much for accepting the call. I know none of you personally, and none of you know each other, I assume, but thank you so
Yeah.
much for hearing me out and just agreeing to come on this and to participate in what I am hoping to build here. So let us introduce ourselves quickly, and maybe Olive turn on the camera so we can see you. Tujiintroduce ndio sasa tujue nani ni nani. One more, Anyawera. Charles, you know Anne, right?
Hi.
Yeah. Yawera.
Oyo.
Mambo. Yeah. No, Anne and I, we've worked together. Hata
Yeah,
sijaimwita Anne my entire life.
for real. Oh my God, where's my princess Melanie?
So welcome. Anne is my cousin, by the way. That's how I know you, Charles, by the way,
By the way,
because of the book you guys produced.
oh my
Yes.
God,
Yeah.
those are the-
Eh,
Nyawera ni vitu
sauti yako iko nini?
Oh my God, I have the flu. And the other shenanigans that come with it. Hi, Boniface, how are you? Oh, God.
Hi. The internet is a little. Can you guys hear me at the same time when I'm doing this? Mnaniona?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mi
Okay.
nakuona.
So it's lagging. Okay.
I
So yeah. So Nani's the book you produced with Anne is how I found out about you, and then I admired what you were doing there. That's actually how the whole idea for the anthology came from. I thought with the competitions we are doing now, we can pick the best writers, and then we can just keep doing that, keep picking the best writers and just producing books. But then also we go beyond that. So let's introduce ourselves. Tusalimiane tujuane. Oliver ameenda wapi tena mpotea? Then tusalimiane tujuane, alafu now we can start because I know Nani is leaving soon. Nani is leaving soon. Charles is leaving in an hour. So let's start. June. Let me start. I'm June, founder of SanaaTales. I am a writer, author actually. I made this. But then nakutana books so that you can show off. Show off your book. So my journey for making this was very interesting. It was very interesting to do this, and I did it by myself because I realized how expensive it is to publish in Kenya, especially if you're trying to make a living from it and you're broke. Sijui uchukue loan kwanza ndio utoe vitabu. So for me it was very interesting and very challenging, and but to the beginning of this year I was like, I'm going to go for it and see what happens. Therefore came the book, and then after I sell to my friends and family, kina Nyawera and my aunt and mom and my friends here buy, I don't have anyone else to sell to because I don't know how to market. Number one, I don't know how to market. I don't know. I don't have an audience. I don't have an audience. I am not that consistent online. And therefore, I realized maybe we can benefit from each other. How about I bring about writers and authors? Tuambiane ni nini huwa tunafanya, alafu we can benefit from that, and also maybe even help build those ones who are coming up and tell them, share our secrets. What did we do? How did we overcome that? And then how do we go to the next stage? Like, how do they help them get to the next stage? As we also, because that, I mean, maybe there's like a small nugget that I have that Bonnie does not have, like that, to share that and we grow together, right? And then also we give our skills to these upcoming people, even to each other. So that's the whole goal of what I'm doing here. And then when I talked to my friend, he's a coach, and he's like, June, what you're building is a publishing company. Nilimwangalia, okay, umenipeleka me, I was in Earth, you're taking me to Jupiter, But I also felt like it is doable. It is doable. Kwani publishing companies zinaanziangwa na kina nani? But before we get there, we have to build this base of writers, help writers grow and how to make money. Alafu now to the next stage. How do we produce anthologies? How do we produce books? And then we make it easy, because I think wait, I hope there's nobody waiting to be welcomed. So, because I think the biggest one after tumeproduce sawa. After tumeproduce, pole Olive, siku nimetoka kwa stream. Haya, pole. Pole, I'm wondering where she went. Mi ndo sijatana on yake. So so after tume produce vitabu after tumesaidiana, then what's the next step anyway? So that is the whole point of this. That's why I called you guys here. That's why I wanted us to have a conversation, and then everyone will get a chance to introduce yourself into the room, then tell us what you have written, what you do, and then we can now start answering some questions to benefit ourselves and the other people who are hopefully watching. Tuanze na Boni.
Oh,
Introduce yourself.
hi.
Hi, Bonnie.
I know Anne.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
so
knows Anne.
I think I have a wiki. Yeah.
Everybody knows Anne. Huh?
Mm.
Anne is
Anne is very
famous.
famous.
Foundation, almost. Yeah.
So I'm not sure that I have a very good internet.
It's fine. We can hear you.
What's
Okay.
up?
So my name is Boniface. I write. I'm an author. I have written 3 books. One is called Stand Out or Fit In. This one in Archivio. And then there is another one called Live Today with Tomorrow in Mind. That one. And my latest book is called Unlock the Best Version of You. That one. So I have written 3 books. Something else I do, I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher like Anne. I'm not sure whether I'm a teacher. I teach at Baricho High.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Okay,
I don't know.
next.
What do you teach? English?
Yeah?
What do you teach? English?
English, yes.
Thank
English. So I write, I edit, I design the covers, uh, but there's someone else who helps me out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You can't do everything, and it's
Sorry.
so
Yes.
difficult.
Yeah, I cannot do everything. So there is someone I work with. Yeah.
So let's welcome JB. Sasa JB, karibu sana.
Asante.
Hello, unasikia?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
We are introducing ourselves and saying what we do, what we have written. Please show off your work. It is very welcome. Next, we have Charles.
Right. So my name is Charles Chanchori. I'm an author and I'm also a script writer. Can you guys hear me? Mnanisikia poa?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, naandika books, naandika movies, TV shows. Actually, that's what I do. I earn a living from writing. I have published so many books. I think there are more than 10 by now. But my last two, just a sec. Back. So this is my latest one. It's called Ben Kiama and the School of Greatness. I'm super proud of it. Published by Oxford. It's my only one that has been approved by KICD so far. And I'm super proud of it because it's been such an experience. Mtu kama Nyawera, for example, she has interacted with my writing since what, 2016?
Yeah.
2016, maybe 2017, hapo.
Maybe
Yeah,
even
so yeah. Yeah, I couldn't imagine that inaweza andika kitabu yenye serikali inaweza soma iseme, yeah, we can have this in a school. So yeah, it's been a journey that I'm super proud of, and yeah, so that's who I am at the moment. That's where I am at the moment. Yeah, and I look forward to further interactions with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anne,
Hi.
why am I calling you Anne? Nyawera.
You can't. But then for those who have just joined us, June and I are fast fashion. So let me not call you what I call you because this one will be tough. Anyway, my name is Anne Sylvia Nyawera Murieti. I'm a teacher, like Bonnie says. I'm a teacher of English, literature, and music. Right now, I'm teaching in a school in Dar es Salaam called Mary Secondary
Ni
School.
mimi tu sikusikii vizuri, sorry. Ni mimi tu sikusikii vizuri.
Aya, niko mbali.
Ah, now you're good. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had I had to lean in. Okay, nimesema I teach English and literature and music. Currently, I'm teaching music, so that's exciting. I've always wanted to teach that, by the way. More excited to teach in English.
Sorry,
Yes,
the problem is it's muffled.
my fault.
Yeah.
I might because I have the flu, because so I'm struggling with my voice and stuff. Okay, let me see. No, that's not going to work. All right, is that better?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
a bit better, yeah.
Okay, so I have to tilt this one. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, I teach in my own secondary school in Dar es Salaam. Um, I'm also a writer. I have worked on an anthology that was edited by Terence and Terry. That was A Life of Darkness with Breakfast. And also that was very exciting to write. It's exciting to write with other writers, by the way. It's really exciting to work on an anthology and bounce ideas of others and have that rigorous editing exercise like almost live. You have to have a thick skin to edit it and tell because the guy knows what he's going for. And he goes for it, which is good. I love that, by the way. Yeah, I like it. I also contributed to the grade 10 music book, which is yet to be published. But right now, I don't have. I think I have a copy of the anthology somewhere that I'm going to have to hand because I have quite a bit of books here. Yeah. So apart from that, I've also contributed to the competition, the Sanaa competition. I wrote the story. What is it called, by the way? Carried by Two Hearts. A story that lightly touches on surrogacy, which is something that is not very known in Kenya. When you hear that another woman carried another woman's baby, you're like, oh, that's crazy. Probably not. It's something that I'm still researching on, but something like that. So I also sing, by the way. Yeah, that's how I got to know
Yeah.
Boniface. Yes, fact. So yes, do that. These days, not so much. That is something I will probably get back into. But right now, we are about writing. I'm working on my debut novel, but I took Chanchori's advice. You've been writing a book for years and you've not finished. Set it aside. Get a new project. So what I want to do right now is get a new project and get started. Because procrastination and me, we are twins. We just kind of like we are like that. So yeah, basically that is it. Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Oh my head.
Olive. Sorry, Olive.
Mhm. Hi everyone, my name is
Hi.
Olive.
Hi.
One thing, I don't think I can call myself an author. I just write for fun. Like the things I write is lived experience. Like something can happen to me today, and I can just feel like penning it down. So most of the things that I have actually written are my lived experience. And I don't really have a book, but I have a blog. Like that's where I go and write. So each and every Monday, I release something on my blog about something that happened to me the previous week, something that happened to me the previous day. So for me, it's just lived experience. And yeah, a lot of people have told me I'm a storyteller, so I said, why not just write my thoughts down? If anything I have observed while interacting with other people, I take that as an opportunity to write down my opinions or my interaction with that person. So I really don't have a book. The stuff I write is just lived experience, just my own stories, what I've experienced in this life. Yeah.
Okay, nice. That definitely makes you a writer, and that's how authors are born. I think we all started there. So very, very soon, one of those stories will just expand into a book. JB,
Mhm.
JB tusalimie na uko muted. Oh,
Good morning once again.
hi,
Good morning.
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 I am JB Omukangala, but I prefer using. Sorry, I am JB Omukangala. My real name is Javan Buire. JB Omukangala is a penny name. I'm a full-time author from 2021. So far, I have published and edited. My own books are 13, but I've edited 20 others.
Nice. Oh, wait, nice.
I
Hi there.
do write about. Pardon?
Sorry, endelea. Sorry.
I always write about African culture, romance, and things to do with history. So far, I've written 4 novels. I've co-authored about 5. I've also written analysis of the new set books, the compulsory one plus Parliament of Alls. Currently, I am based in Nakuru, but I'm always moving. Sometimes I'm in Nakuru, sometimes in Meru, sometimes in Nairobi, depending on what I'm doing. I'm also a ghostwriter. That's why I keep moving, because sometimes I write autobiographies for people. Sometimes I might be contracted to edit some books, and maybe they need a lot of attention that I need to move from one place to another. That is all.
Okay, sawa. Asante sana. I think I came across venye tu Facebook huwa ina suggest writers. That's how I came across JB's page. I started reading his stories and I thought you were very interesting. So that's why you are one of the people I had to invite on this. So karibuni sana. So let's see what the questions we have. A few questions to go through. So that we can discuss. We see how our journeys have been, learn from each other a little bit. What pulled you into writing, and the biggest challenge? Maybe we take like a minute because time inasonga. So what pulled you into writing, and biggest challenge you faced starting out? We can just jump in. I don't have to just jump in. What pulled you into writing, and biggest challenge you faced starting out? Ama nichague.
Okay, maybe I can start.
Hmm.
I mean, I've always liked stories. I mean, they're an escape. And also being introverted, and liking your own company and stuff, and spending a lot of time on your own. Sometimes even when you're with people, like there's a crowd of people, but you're like, you've zoned out. You don't know. I could simply take a book out and start reading in a crowd of people. So I've always loved stories. Actually, I started, there are always a lot of novels in our house. I think June can attest to that, especially in Shad. My late father was an avid reader, so there are always books to read. So there was always something to read. So yeah, I started reading probably before I was even 10 years old. Way before that, I'd always have especially when I need light on, like 5, Secret 7, to do what. I always had something to read. And if I ran out of reading material, then I started making up my own stories because I could not stay without a story. It was like an addiction. I had to, if I did not have a story to read, Then I made up my own story. It's unfortunate that those stories that I wrote earlier on when I was a child, I don't have them anymore. We did not have the knowledge that you could save this thing and you could expand on them, or you could actually write. I don't even think that we thought that writers were human. You see these names on books and you are like, yeah, this is probably not a human being. I cannot do this. I could not imagine seeing my name on the cover of a book. So yeah, I just wrote them. Then when I got another story to read, I'd take it and forget about what I had written. Then I'd finish reading that story and I'd start writing another one. I think I probably started writing like 30 stories before I was out of primary school. I have a story, I don't have a story. That, of course, cut into my study time because if I found a lesson boring, guess what? I'll have a famous 5 under my desk to keep me company, especially during mathematics and science lessons, which I found abhorrent at that time. Yeah, same thing went on in high school. My biggest challenge with writing would be procrastination. Yeah, I'm like, okay, today I'm going to sit down and write. Today, 7 p.m., I have not done anything yet. I decide, okay, let me make supper, eat, whatever. And I just find myself either reading something or something else takes my space. Then, of course, the other funds, finances, because publishing is not, something that you need to pay for. So basically, that is it. Because coming up with a story is no problem. I mean, I could come up with a poem or a story on the spur of the moment, but getting down to actually writing it, that is the big push that I need. So I don't know whether I should get an accountability partner or something.
I think we can all relate. We can all relate, or rather, I can relate with the procrastination. Kwetu ni huko hivyo. So that procrastination thing, I don't know. After I finish this first book, I have the second book in imekaa tu iko mahali tu imehang. I cannot get myself to finish it. I don't know, I can't. And there's something you've said that I actually related to when you said that. Told you if you have kept a book for so long na haishi, start another one. So I started a short story and I finished before I finished the second book. So I'm like, okay, so maybe I can keep doing that until I have the fire to go back and finish the second book. So yeah. So the next person, as you're answering that also, I want lessons learned the hard way. One lesson you learned the hard way. Next person, contribute to that.
A lesson I learned the hard way?
As we wait for someone else to pick up pen.
Well, first of all, I learned that not everybody will like your work. And some people can say that you're out of touch. You don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes I'm like, look, have fun. This is for entertainment purposes. I'm not creating a real world for you. These are fictional characters. What the heck are you talking about out of touch? I could write about some alien. Are you going to tell me that I'm out of touch or out of whatever because I've written something that is fantasy? I mean, don't we watch Marvel movies? Do those guys really exist? They don't. You watch horror and you're like, oh my God, Omen 1, this demon thing, is he for real? Probably. But it's not something I've interacted with. So sometimes feedback from people can really hit you. But sometimes I have learned that, okay, while some people are well-meaning, they want you to grow, some people just talk for the sake of talking. Others are jealous because they cannot do what you do. I have been told, for example, that I write too much English. I don't know what too much English is. I have no idea. I know that I'm learning Spanish and I'm going to incorporate that into my writing. Shauri yao, watajisort. So there's that. There's the criticism can sometimes really hit. And weirdly, we as authors, I don't know if it is with everyone, we can have so many positive a lot of positive feedback. But that one person
right, that's the one you remember.
That is the one you're like, oh my God, I want to give up. I'm not going to write anymore. People don't like, it's one person, 99% were like, kudos, you've done a good job, whatever, whatever. And then
Yeah.
this person comes down on you like a ton of bricks, and you're like, I'm done. Yeah, we need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
it.
need to learn to roll with those punches. That's the biggest challenge, by the way. If someone is like, no, these characters are not like I'm told, if I'm writing a book about a high school student, and that is who I know. A high school, I have been teaching since 2001. So high school students are what I know, who I know. And I've taught in, well, in a national school. I have taught in district-based schools. Right now I'm in an extra county school. So sometimes you look at the communication, and I'm told, no, this girl is communicating like she's you. She's not communicating like a high school student. Okay, that's something maybe I struggle with, because I want someone to speak standard English, the standard English that I teach them in class. And there are some students who actually communicate in standard English, but then there are others who cannot do a sentence of 3 words in the same language. And that's a struggle. So sometimes you're told that, you're writing about a high school student. This high school student's English is too refined. My English was very refined in high school. I don't know what they're talking about. It was very refined in high school. So I don't know. So I think the lesson I learned is to let things go. If someone does not like my writing, that's okay. Not everybody is going to write it. Like it. Not everybody is even going to find it relatable. Not everybody is going to be happy that I have put some work outside there. Some people will be like, now you think you're all that because you're written and you're an author. Well, yes, I do. That's why you've told me that I think I'm all that. Why else? What would I think about myself? I'm not going to dumb myself down to make someone else feel better. So yeah, sometimes we need to take those whatever with the green flags, and you're like, I have done this. It is not easy. Writing is not easy. Any one of you can say that. Even writing a composition at 350 words, Boniface. How many students are able to do that? It's not easy. So sometimes we just have to take the criticism and learn from it and run with it, and forget about the person that was negative. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Someone else? Charles?
What was the first question again?
What I have 3 questions, so unajibu zote pamoja. What pulled you into writing? Biggest challenge you faced starting out, and one lesson you learned the hard way.
Okay, so what brought me into writing is, I don't remember. I've been writing forever. It's just one of those things that you always remember yourself doing. But kama venye Nyawira amesema, I also come from a home where my father had all these books, still has them, but nobody reads them anymore. And I think I read them over and over. The James Hadley Chase, mostly. I think alikuwa na. Has anybody ever heard of that writer?
Oh yeah, hey, that's who we grew up reading.
Yeah. Hey, sure, James. I think my father still has every book that James Hadley Chase ever published. And also a lot of books about gangsters from the 1930s, that kind of thing. Oh God, I love those books.
Yes.
So yeah, at some point, and those were the good old days when hakukuwa na Goodreads, like there weren't Goodreads reviews, and you didn't know the difference between like a good book and a boring book, or like a rich book and a shallow book, or whatever. Where did everybody go?
No, sorry. It's
You
me.
guys,
That's
okay? Yeah. And so where was I? Right. And so I read those books over and over and over, without any judgment of, you know how nowadays, like, you'll start reading a book and within the first chapter, you know whether you want to continue reading it or not.
Yeah.
Right. Back then there wasn't that. The book, like, ukifungua hivi kitabu, hiyo kitabu utasoma hadi iishe. You know, doesn't matter what the book is about. It was such an innocent approach to reading, and I think I miss that. I miss that side of myself, because now before I read a book, I have to first, go online to see if it's a good book or not, if it's worth the time or not. It's so snobbish, but it's what it is. But anyway, so I think I grew up with stories, and then still in my preteens, age 6, 7, whatever, I started watching movies, and movies are another form of storytelling, right? I feel like people crap on movies a lot. They don't think it's as rich an experience as reading a book. I don't know. I think an argument could be made both ways, depending, of course, on what you're watching. Um,
Mhm.
and so I started to find myself trying to replicate movies and books, like through my own interpretation. It's like I'm rewriting a movie, but sort of basing it on my own experience in my own small town that I was growing up in. I replace characters in movies with my two friends that I know, and I just write about that. And before I knew it, I just couldn't stop. I loved disappearing in stories, whether I was listening to them or writing them or watching them. It was a story and it was another world, and I loved being there. You know. So yeah. And what challenges have I faced so far? That would be financial.
Yeah.
That will be, and by financial, that would, in other places, um there's usually a creative, right? A creative, your job is to create, and then it's usually somebody else's headache to make sure that what you are creating reaches an audience. you know so if you're good enough, you'll get like an agent, you'll be hooked up with a publisher, and then there's a whole machinery that operates as part of this. You are just a small part of an ecosystem, right? Yeah. My biggest challenge here is that we are the ecosystem. You are your own. You write, you figure out the editing, the publishing, the marketing, the selling, the distribution. You do everything, you know and that has been the biggest challenge for me, because I remember I published my first book, Zoo, in 2018, right? And back then, it's like there was a hunger for my work, for my books, and that kind of thing. So I didn't even need to do that much marketing. It's like that book kind of sold itself. But then the more books I published, it was like there was a diminishing returns kind of thing, where I have to market like extra hard, to sell a fraction of the books of the copies of Zoo that I sold. You know, um, and so that has always been a challenge, especially because I'm not a social media person. I used to think I was, but as time goes by, it's like I can't do this. I can't always be online writing all the time, and then worrying about what kind of traction that my posts and my, bluntly put, how many reactions, how does that translate to book sales, this kind of thing. It's, oh god, I
Mm.
can't do it. It was tasking even on mental health, because you would think, oh, my post yesterday had 200 reactions, my post today has 100 reactions. Does that mean I'm not a good writer anymore? Does that mean my work doesn't connect with people anymore? Does it, that kind of thing? No, no, not great, not great. So I realized that has the effect of taking me away from creating and towards a direction where it's like I'm writing to please as many people as possible for the sake of reactions and then book sales. And that wasn't sustainable for me. So in the end, I guess I just kind of dropped off the internet entirely. These days, I barely market my books at all. you know which leads me nicely to the lessons I learned the hard way, right? And that is, I I don't know about you guys, but I thought, since I realized that it would be such a huge challenge to make good money um, from self-publishing books in Kenya, right?
Yeah.
But I thought if I did it traditionally, I get published by Longhorn or Moran Publishers or Oxford or whatever, now I would be part of that ecosystem. Like I have the publisher, and the publisher worries about marketing, distribution, sales, and maybe at the end of the year, I get a nice check. I get a nice amount of money in the account. And so my first book published by Oxford is called Old Money. I saw the royalties for that, and I just was like, "Oh my god!" Because I thought, I thought he do. Missy, you come and Mimi, I had dreamt too much or what? But I thought I would build, like nitajenga nyumba home.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a guy can dream, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Ile pesa yenye
You
ilikuja,
guys
the only thing I could build on that was dreams. Yeah, I could build castles. And so that was a lesson learned the hard way, that I have no idea how to make money from books. Self-publishing, old school publishing, I don't know. I'm hoping you guys, that's a lesson I'm still learning, and I'm hoping I can get some illumination, some answers from you guys, right? But I also said I'm a script writer, which means that helps. You make more money from writing movies and TV shows than from books. Books is something I do for the passion of it, for the freedom of it. I can write whatever I want, however I want, and there won't be
Yeah.
anybody breathing down my neck telling me this won't sell, or the audiences don't want to see that, or whatever. So yeah, books are where I come to express myself creatively. Movies and TV shows are where I go to parent.
That's interesting. It's something you've
Yeah.
said about your first book being that it sold really well online with your, which made me, it kind of felt like an experience, because when you come out as an author, and you people will be like, hey, congratulations mazi, alafu wase wanataka kusupport, they show up, they show me
Yeah.
how much,
Uh-huh.
yani hadi anakuweka kwa mshahara. Nitanunua nini bana? Realistically, this person does not read, right? They don't
Yeah.
read. But I think that's something I came to realize, to the extent that I got to a place. I was telling my husband, like, I want your money, but I really want you to read the book too, because I want to know that the book makes sense and it works, and I want, when I produce another book, you will also buy. Because sasa after nimekuzia kitabu na 950, aya, unajua 950 tumenunua mchele hapa, tumekula na basi. It does not, like, when I keep producing more books, you will have lost interest if you're not a reader, if you're not a fan.
Yeah.
If all you did was support me, as in for book one, which I am very appreciative, because it really builds you up. It really confirms to you, a writer, okay, I can actually do this.
Yeah.
But now you need to not get comfortable with those fast sales. Those ones ni uncle, auntie, na nina kuzo, na neighbor, and a few friends of friends. But now the real thing, that's which I'm hoping, believing we will build with Sanaa, is now how to actually build real audiences of writers. I mean, not of readers, because I'm in this fellowship group, and we go, after now I came out as a writer, someone actually posted me kwa group akasema, hey, by the Junu, mimi sikuwa nimefikiria hata naweza post kwa fellowship, and these are people like I meet every Friday, and then in there I realized that I have two readers, avid readers like me, and they will buy anything I produce. You see, like, we have to keep on talking about it and stuff, and just building whatever. So we definitely have, all of us here are readers. Hata venye mnasema mkono nasoma, mimi I used to perform very poorly in school as can. Lakini kusoma zilikuwa Sweet Valley High na Sweet Valley University sikuwa naachwa nyuma. That was used to be me. So So what I am starting to believe that Sani has asked, Charles has asked about building audiences and having people that you sell to, I think it is identifying real. I'm going next to JB because I know JB has a huge following, so I want to see if he can weigh more on this. So what I'm thinking is, you see, like what I have done, like reached out to you guys individually and like asked you guys to come on this platform. And now I am hoping that now after we are building this, we will soon, sometime next year, I will call all of you, probably here in Naivasha, by then in Naivasha. Mkuje festival ya readers na writers. No, from now all the way up to probably next year, maybe na uko August, November na uko, so that we give ourselves time to promote it. Then you guys come and we meet readers so that you can expand your reader pool, right? You meet other editors. You know, we keep building this for ourselves so that you stop only selling to Auntie Flani, Auntie Mama Nyawera, and my mom, you know, like that. I want to be able to expand to bigger pools, and therefore now I'm hoping that you can, because in all our people that follow us, Chanchuri, JB, Olive, and Bori, sorry, and myself, we have avid readers. I might have only 5. I just started my writing journey, honestly. So I might have 5 avid readers, and the other 15 are just people who supported me for book one. Me, I want these 5 ones. So that when I bring these 5 in the festival, they will pick a book by JB, by whoever, right? So that's what I am hoping to build. So I'm thinking that might really help with like, because me hata mimi sijui mambo ya social media bwana. Kwanza I have this YouTube channel. This thing is streaming on my Facebook and my YouTube channel. My kids found my YouTube channel the other day. Then they were looking at me funny because my kids, I have a 12-year-old who wants to be a streamer because they're obsessed with it. Yeah, he wants to be a streamer. And his grades are not agreeing. So also he was looking at me, Mom, you didn't tell us. You have a YouTube channel. YouTube channel and I post once a year. I said I know nothing about social media or anything. So I'm thinking maybe we can build this platform and we have intentional invites. We invite you people intentionally. Mkuje, alafu now we build a platform where we are inviting corporates and sponsors and all this. I think that can really help in expanding our readership pool. What do you think? Okay, if you like it, like wave at me. If you don't like, fanya hivi. Wazi. So JB, hebu join in to show, hebu show unauzianga nani, wanatokanga wapi hao wase wako.
By the way, but I was on his page. I feel
Yeah,
like I follow him.
tuchanue.
Okay, good morning once again.
Morning.
Good morning.
As I said earlier, I joined the writing space in 2021 trying looking for a wife. Now, you had asked what pushed us
You are looking
into
for a
writing.
wife?
Pardon?
You said you joined writing to look for a wife?
Wait,
I'm
what?
saying,
Oh my God.
I said I joined writing in 2021 after teaching for a while.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Continue.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually joined writing or started writing because one, I was looking for an occupation or a career, and two, I had started writing long time ago. I was writing even before I started publishing, but I did not have the capacity to publish my books and make money out of them because then I was unstable financially. So in 2020, actually in 2019, I wrote my first book and submitted to a traditional publisher. Then I didn't know what the difference between traditional publishing and self-publishing. So I published and submitted it to a traditional publisher, hoping they could actually publish it and I could make a lot of money from it. This guy stayed with the manuscript from around June of 2020. I think it was around June to around February of 2021. I tried to push them to publish the book, but it looked like they were trying to dodge me and take me through corners. So I decided, let me withdraw the book. Actually, we withdrew that book after 8 months because they had told me they were going to work on it within 6 months. But past 6 months, they had not done anything. They had not given me any report. And I was also very curious. I wanted to see how the readers would receive my work. So I decided to withdraw and do self-publishing. Now, here now is where I faced challenges, because you are going into a space you have never been. You don't know anybody in that space. In 2021, there are very few self-published authors, and I didn't know most of them. And just going to someone to start asking questions about self-publishing looked like it was ridiculous. So I decided to do this myself. I decided to look for a publisher, or a printer, print my books and start sending them. But now the challenge here was, how do I believe that the person I'm going to give my work is not going to do the same as what the traditional publisher had done to me? And two, I did not have money. You know, I quit writing during COVID-19. And by the time I wanted to publish my book, I was just working on construction sites where you get very little money and you have to sustain yourself on it, and again save some of it or part of it to publish a book. But I managed. So after publishing the book, you know, as I told you, I had started writing earlier. So by the time I'm publishing my book, I already have over 50,000 followers on Facebook who are also trying to encourage me to publish a book and sell. So when I published my first book, someone had actually hired me to work at a grocery to help her in selling the groceries. So when I published the first book, they felt like I should just be working at their grocery throughout, from morning to evening. I tried to talk to them, and they felt like there's no way you can just leave a job someone has given you after you've been suffered for a very long time. You want to go and start selling books. But then one day I sat down and asked myself, if I work for 450 per day and my book costs 750 per copy, even if I were to sell just 3 copies a week or 4, I will have freedom, number one, and number two, I will make more money than I am making as a salesperson here. So one day I decided to quit and focus on my book. Now, focusing on the book meant going to the social media in full blown. So I went to Facebook after quitting again, and decided I was going to do writing and marketing for that thing. I sold for about 100,000 shillings. Then by the way, my first book was written. I actually wrote it using a mobile phone, because I did not have money to buy a laptop. So when I decided I want to focus on writing and selling books and made about 100K, I decided now to buy a laptop and focus on writing. Now I bought a laptop, and because I had written the book using a phone, editing was very difficult then. So I went through my book again using now a laptop and re-edited it. That month after re-editing, I think I sold about 250 copies. Then I decided to write another one. Then I wrote another one, and then another one. Now, in that year, I first published I first published in 2021. I think it was March 2nd, March 4th or 2nd. By September, I had another book, and then by December, I had the third one. Now, I've been seeing books in bookshops, so I thought, when you have a book and you want it to sell to a bigger audience, you just take it to a bookshop, and they're going to help you to sell it. So when I published my first book, and I was very curious, I wanted to make a lot of money. I decided to walk from bookshop to another, trying to convince them to stock my books. Kumbe, it doesn't work that way. Now I'm talking about now challenges. I have been to Kajiado, I have been to Machakos, I have been to Makueni, to Nairobi, to Embu, to Meru, to Eldoret, to Kericho, to Bungoma. I've been to almost the whole part of this country, except the coast, trying to convince bookshops to stock my book. That was about a month after publishing. But ironically, none of the bookshops I visited accepted to stock my books. They wanted. I learned that there's a culture that the traditional publishers have created, that bookshops should be selling books that go to schools, not books that people want to read or people read for enjoyment, because they want books that move very fast. And also the traditional publishers themselves have, I think they're working with the mentality that when they publish a book, it has to sell instantly. That's why they're focusing on books that go to school. If you submit a book that is meant to be read for enjoyment or for entertainment, it can take years before it's published. But if you are writing books that maybe they want a book that can be read by grade 5 and you have it, they can publish it almost immediately. So all the bookshops refused, told me, go and market the book into schools, then come back, or we will call you, just leave your number, we'll call you if someone comes to ask. Now I was asking myself, how long am I going to do this? I sat down again, I decided I want to explore, I wanted to use maximum use of the internet space. But on Facebook, people had already known me because I was writing very hilarious stories. So I decided I want to build an audience of readers on Facebook. I actually have 2 pages. So I focused on marketing my books on social media. But now we have people who do marketing on social media, especially of books, but they do it wrongly. Where when you come to social media to market your product, you have to understand that you have an audience that needs entertainment. We have an audience that needs to learn something from you, and then we have an audience that may want to buy your product. So where we go wrong is where we focus so much on business and leave the rest behind. I have a book I'm marketing on social media, but every day, every now and then, I'm posting the cover, I am posting a review of someone, I am posting a screenshot from the book throughout. That one becomes boring. So I learned a different strategy. I want to market this book, but I don't want any of my audience to leave behind any of my audience. I don't want them to get bored. And I also want to get or to reach new readers or new followers, because there's a time I want to build a brand, there's a time I want to sell a product. So for books, books are not like phones and fruits where you just tell people this is a kind of phone, it has this capacity, then people, maybe someone who's interested in the camera or the capacity, they buy. A book, selling a book is actually like donating a brain. Someone wants to know if the brain they're going to buy is going to help them. you have to carry yourself in a manner that will actually show or portray yourself as someone who is capable of writing things that your audience can read. So I decided to be using stories to convince my readers that I can actually write things they can read. Because when a serious reader reads through your post, they are looking for some elements, some things that can make them, convince them that you are a writer who can write books they can read. So what was I doing? I came up with characters. Actually, people who know me on social media, they know that my wife is McKenna. McKenna was one of the characters in the first book. So people could not tell fiction from reality. So they thought it was true. So I used that one as an opportunity. I grabbed the opportunity and ran with it because now I came up with characters and a family where now McKenna is my wife. Because many people were thinking that that was true. So I decided to use that. And also when you're writing on social media and you don't want your work to be plagiarized, it's also good you come up with a setting. Just come up with with kind of characters. When someone lifts your story and tries to post them on their timeline as their own, your followers will actually tell that that story came from you, even if they have not read it on your timeline. So I came up with the McKenna thing, and then I decided I want now to be writing. I want to write about society, but I want to use myself, McKenna, and now my child and maybe a neighborhood to address some issues. So I used to write stories about my family, my own family now. My aim was not to write about my family, but to try and convince whoever comes across this post that I can actually use humor, I can use suspense, I can do vivid description, I can do this. Now, sometimes I used to write a post. You know, when I write a post, sometimes most of the time, the post that I write for marketing purpose, I link with my WhatsApp. So I might not advertise my book for a whole day, but I might end up selling several copies from the posts I made. Sometimes when I write for commercial purposes, I can sell 10 copies without marketing my books. You know, as I told you, we have people who just they take a picture of their book, they post on social media, they tell people this is the price, this is the number to contact if you want to buy. That's a very poor method of writing that is not going to help you grow and your audience. Again, it is also not going to portray you as someone who knows to write, because someone wants to read something that has been written by you. Someone wants to gauge your writing skills. Yet you are just here posting a cover and then giving them a contact and where to pay. That one makes you a very lazy marketer, by the way, especially when it comes to books. We have some people who try to use some people try to use celebrities because so and so has a very huge audience. They can help my book, can help me access many readers. But now the celebrities are not going to read the book. They're not going to analyze. In fact, someone who reads your book and writes a very long review is going to help you more than a celebrity who has a very huge following. So when I continuously wrote these stories, I've actually sold about 20,000 copies so far. There comes a time when I just write to provoke people, because we have people who do not want to buy your books, but they like the kind of entertainment. Some of them just follow you because they are curious, they want to know what you do, and maybe if it is about books, they don't comment, they're waiting for something else. So that's something else that they're waiting for. I have to get posts so that I can see. This guy does not comment on my book, but when I write about this thing, they always come. Or there are people who just followed you because maybe you posted a funny clip they are not readers. So you are also writing and asking yourself, how can I convert this person into a reader? If you've been following me keenly, you realize that I post very long posts, but you can rarely see anything to do with long posts. You summarize, I did finish reading, because I have built an audience of readers. But then there's a difference between having an audience and having a crowd. There are people who have crowds. You want you want everybody to follow you. Anyone you come across, you please follow me, or you want to use someone who's a celebrity, who's a comedian, to help you build your following. But then you end up with a crowd and not an audience. You post your pictures, people engage. You post stories, nobody's there. You also have to know that you have a crowd and not an audience for the kind of things you wanted to do. So you also have to differentiate between having a crowd and having an audience. Now, I also learned this lesson. We have what we call friends and relatives. When you come into writing, you should know that your relatives and your friends are not your customers. You might be having 5,000. You might be having 5,000 followers or friends on Facebook, and you are thinking maybe when I do my first thing I can do 500, because if I get only 500 from these friends to buy my books, then I will have made a lot of money. It doesn't work like that. Actually, you know you are penetrating the market when people who are buying your books are not known to you. Just strangers streaming in telling you, by the way, I saw your book somewhere. I have been your follower for this time. I've been a silent follower, and I need. Now that you know, you have now started making inroads in the industry. But if you have to keep telling the person you go to church with, the person you went to school with, your neighbor at home, your neighbor where you live, to buy your books, you still have a very long way to go. Now, friends and relatives actually do not buy books, but they readily want it for free. If you want them to read, then give it to them for free. They will gladly take it. But if you say you are selling the book, it becomes a problem. That's one thing I learned about marketing and selling of books. And also, one of the challenges you are likely to face is people you think may want to read your book, may want to read it in soft copy, not hard copy. So again, you have to get this audience to understand that writing a book and then publishing it, and then after publishing it, printing, selling it in soft copy, then what was the point of you coming up with hard copy? We have some people who make it look like if you don't sell it to them in soft copy, maybe you're being stingy or you are being proud. But then we also have this group that will tell you, I am abroad, I cannot access your hard copy. A guy just uses a US number to text you, and it's just in River Road. So you also get convinced that by the E number ni. So you send your soft copy. The next thing you will see, someone has created a WhatsApp group and selling your book in soft copy. So you have to learn a lot of things along the journey that are going to help you survive in the industry. But you're surviving in this industry for more than 3 years while still selling, it's not an easy thing. People come and go. People come and go because they enter into this industry without knowing what it actually entails. And there is something they know that they thought was happening here that they feel once they come into this this space, they're going to make money. People publish books and take them to big bookshops and think, mimi bora nimepeleka book yangu Nuria, ni pesa na ngojea. Then you take your books to Nuria, 10 copies, and they stay there for a whole year. And keep on wondering, how do people make books, money from books? Self-publishing actually depends on the writer himself. It's not about the publisher. There's nothing like best publisher who's going to help you do anything in self-publishing. It is you, your individual efforts are going to make you either make money or make losses or just go home. Because you are going to publish books, you print many of them, you start giving out, handing copies out for on credit, and these guys are not going to pay. And most of the people you give books for free do not read them. So it is you making the loss. So you also have to look at that. Are you just publishing these books to make money quickly, and you think by making money quickly is taking these books to textbook center, you go talk to big bookshops, they accept, then you come here and tell people go to this bookshop. If they are not buying these books from you yourself, what makes you think that they're going to buy them from the bookshop? The people who are going to buy your books from bookshops should be people who maybe just bumped into the book and they look at, hey, felt like I can read, maybe I should try this. But people who are following you on social media, people you interact with on daily basis, why are you telling them to go to a bookshop to buy books? Yet they're not buying them from you. So you also have to look at that. If people are not, if you are not able to sell your book yourself, nobody's going to do that. So it's supposed to be you. Actually, mtu mwenye ananunua kitabu, for example, if someone buys my books from Nuria, it's because they have been following me, they have been wanting to buy my books, but they have not been able to access me or contact me. But now they have just went to Nuria and noticed that my books are there. Or someone knows me and does not want me to know that they have bought my book. So they will just go to Nuria or any other book to buy my book. But you must be selling the book. Now, for instance, I have books in Nairobi, in Kibanga, and I have books in Nuria. But I send books to Nairobi frequently because sometimes I find it pointless to have my books in bookshops, give them a commission, and still be marketing my books and sending people to go and buy them from there. I want to build that relationship with a rapport with my readers, because when you keep referring people to go to buy books from, we have people who just want books that are autographed. So if you insist that they should go and buy from somewhere else, that means you either go and sign those books or autograph them and leave them there. But now for me, I always have a specific message for a specific person. So I make my message, I tell my message to target you as my reader. We might not have interacted before, but now the way you are going to buy my books might tell me something about, maybe you like humor, maybe you are just someone who does not like jokes, or you like jokes. So I will have to write a message for you depending on how our interaction was. So if you tell them to go and buy these books in bookshops, number one, it means you as the writer, you do not want to connect with that reader beyond just books. And it also means that they are going to buy books that are not autographs. Those who are avid readers, most of them need books or want books that are autographed. But now if you keep referring them there, they feel like you are trying to distance yourself. You are acting like you are a celebrity and not an author. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a lot of nuggets. I feel like we are lazy. I saw a story a while back. I've been following you for a while actually, and I saw the way you gave yourself 6 months, I think, to write your first manuscript and just get it. I was very encouraged. I think that story really pushed me to deciding to do this myself. So thank you so much for living openly and for what you're building, because obviously it's something that we can all learn from. I have already learned something. Niache uvivu. Acha kupatiana 2 links. So Bonnie, talk to us what we have. Just cheap chai. Enyadu inakubamba. Ongelea any points. Bound plus. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And I learn a lot of things from JB.
Omukangala.
Thank you for sharing that information. and I think I will follow you. I think I have not met your posts, but I will. I'm very active on Facebook, so I will search. Yeah.
Nani, you're saying, just tell us, talk to us about something, anything you have to add from the on the topic. You, Bonnie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. Okay. I think I had internet issues, so I didn't hear the question, but have had people commenting.
Yeah. So you can just tell us maybe your journey, maybe what you've done right so far, what you've done wrong. Alafu, then we can continue. We want to talk about ebooks. JB will tell us also. Do you do ebooks? Do you have a lot of success with ebooks? And how can one avoid plagiarism? Because I know there's this platform called Seller. Is it seller.com or seller something that you can have your books there and you don't have to allow people to download them, so watu wanasomea kwa site, so hakuna kudownload that, download PDF. Therefore I think it reduces on plagiarism. So if people read there on the site, I think that would help if you want an ebook. So tell us more about that. So Bonnie first, and then Nani JB to chime in hapo kwa ebooks.
Okay. So hi once more. So I started writing by writing post on Facebook. So nilikuwa naandika Facebook, and then I could find people commenting and telling me that asking me whether I have a book. So my first writing or experiencing writing is doing my posts on Facebook and people commenting. And then nikaanza kuandika poetry kwa Facebook, and then I could find people copying and pasting my poems and write them as theirs. So nikaanza kuona there is something that I have. Something else that built my writing is when I was in campus, we were given an assignment, and the assignment was writing poems. So I could write so many poems. I have so many poems in my laptop, like 200. I've never published them. They are in my laptop. So through that, through that assignment, and giving my friends to read, and they could appreciate it. So I could build that skill. So me writing these books, ilianza 2020, COVID time. So COVID time, you have nothing else to do. I have the laptop, so I decided to keep myself busy writing books. And then I thought of an audience. I felt because I am a teacher and I did a lot with students, I decided to write a book that could help. When I'm teaching, you find a student asking you some private questions, or maybe I give an advice to a student and I feel that advice I could tell someone else, so I decided to write it in a book. So COVID time, I wrote this book called Stand Out or Fit In, and I kept it there. So that time I was under BOM. Time came when I had a disagreement with my boss, and he was not paying me. And I was thinking, what else can I do to get money? So I remembered there is this book I have written, and it is always in my laptop, called Stand Out or Fit In. So I decided to publish and sell. And then from that, I got some good money. I think I made a sale of 100,000. And then I felt, this is something I should be doing. So, so that built my confidence. So I started writing with my books. My audience are usually teenagers. So teenagers and parents to teenagers. So my books will revolve around that. The challenge that I have faced probably is you find some people saying they want the online thing, the online book. But like JB said, I feel if I send them the online, I will find it everywhere else. If people can copy my poems and write their name there like it's their poem, Then even if when I write a book, they will do the same. So I decided not to do online, but I'm thinking about it. So that's what I've been doing. Something else, there are people who say they don't judge a book by its cover, but niliona kuna book nilifanya nikaona I think people judged the cover. so I said, so a lot of books, Stand Out or Fit In has a very good cover. I like it. Lakini kuna hii book ingine, I did Live Today with Tomorrow in Mind. I don't like the cover, but I think even my audience, they don't like the cover, so it did not sell. There is this, I've not sold so much in that book. Lakini hii ingine, Unlock the Best Version of You, is doing well in the market. Yeah, so I felt like this book, Live Today with Tomorrow in Mind, people judge the cover more than the content in it. Yes. So that's the challenge and my story.
Awesome. Sawa, thank you. Anna ameenda wapi? So JB, let us know what you think about, or do you do ebooks and how do you do them to avoid plagiarism?
Wait, I'm here.
Thank you once again.
Yeah.
Yes, I do ebooks. Now I want to surprise you. I told you I do not sell, or I am very, very cautious when it comes to selling ebooks. But sometime last year, I discovered a platform called Seller. You can put there your book and make it read only, not download. Someone can come and buy it. After buying it, they will be sent a link that they will be using to open the book. Now, I also have several authors who have tried that, but hasn't worked. As I told you earlier, for a book to sell, it does not actually depend on the platform where you placed it. It majorly depends on you. There comes a time when people buy a brand, buy you as a brand, not the product you're selling. Kuna time yenye unaweza ona, kwa mfano tuseme kitu kama unga, kunaweza kuwa na kampuni ambayo imekuwa kwa industry for a very long time, kwamba that if maybe they have been selling maize flour, then they introduce wheat flour, people are actually just going to buy because it's that company. But we have companies that might be coming up with a very good product, but who do not know much about them. So some people have approached me to help them place their books on Seller, but they have ended up not selling. It's not because Seller does not provide that opportunity to sell, but it depends on who is putting their product and what are they doing about it. I told you, if you cannot sell your book, there's no platform that can help you sell the book. If you yourself cannot sell it anywhere, it does not matter where you're going to place it. But some of us forget that and think, if I can place this book where so very many people visit, then it means I'm going to sell. If I'm going to events where so many people are coming, then I'm going to sell my books. It doesn't work that way. What are you doing as an individual? Kwanza wewe mtu akienda Nuria anakujua, yaseme kwamba ameenda kununua kitabu chako, hata anaulizia kitabu chako anakijua. You have to ask yourself that question. If people are curious to read your books, but some of them cannot afford them in hard copy, that's when you feel like nikichukua hiki kitabu niweke kwa an online platform, then this group of people who wanted to buy it but cannot buy because it is beyond them, they are going to buy it. But now, I have a friend who told me I should start a website where I will be posting stories and people will be paying to come and read. It felt like a good idea. Then I asked them, they told me they also have a platform, but they're not getting money from it. Then I asked them, why do you want me to also create a website where people are going to pay to read, yet yours not working? Told me, but you write good stories. Then I asked me, why did you decide to commercialize the stories, yet hata kwa Facebook wenyewe uko na two comments? If you were to write that story and paste it on Facebook, you have 10 comments. What makes you think that if you place these books on a platform where some people are going to buy or to pay to read, then they are going to read them? You see, if they cannot read it for free, why are you saying that now they are going to buy to read it on our website? Now, when you write a book and you want to sell a soft copy on social media, there must be need for you to have it. Don't just do it because unampata mahali unaweka hapo kitabu alafu you will be going to check if someone has bought it. It doesn't work that way. Kuna watu wenye nataka tu kila time ndo nakwambia bana, niko mahali fulani nataka kusoma kitabu chako. Sasa you feel like ikifika hapa, let me just create this. Mtu akiniuliza nataka soft copy na mrifaa hapo, anaenda kufanya. That one will work. But nobody's asking for soft copy, nobody's buying hard copy. You rush, you go and put them on seller. You are also actually going to stay on seller for a very long time without selling. And you might think that seller does not help you, because seller does not help you to market your product. You have to tell people to go there and buy the product. You see, it is you again who is going to market the books, but now because they want it in a given format, they utawapatia ikiwa soft copy on seller. Now, I do have books on seller, and there's something I was trying to find out in this industry. So I wrote a book that I do not want to sell for a very long time, called Campus Diaries. Then I decided I want to sell this book in soft copy. I actually send you a PDF on WhatsApp or on email. I did not do that because I was risking, but it's something I was trying to find out about my audience and also about marketing books. So I published the first part in I think it was last year. Yeah, last year around June. Was it last year or the other year? Around June. And then I told my audience I'm now going to sell soft copy. I send you, because now unajua on seller, when tell them they are going to buy and read it online, they feel like that, unless sasa mtu alipata anataka hiyo book kabisa. Kama hakuwa anataka kabisa, atakuja hapa anaona you cannot download, anaachana nayo. Actually, about the mission. So I wanted to see if the people who are always asking for soft copy can buy a soft copy if I were to send ebook to them directly. But I knew it had a lot of danger. It would put me into a lot of risks. But I was going to use the risks the soft copies were going to put me into to market myself and also access a new readership. So I started selling this book in soft copy. There are actually nights I could make over 20K from that book, selling them, sending PDF, 200, 150, 200, 300. Because the book, there's something called quick sales in markets, where you just decide you want to do flash sale. You want to make this money within this period of time. Within maybe December, I want to make maybe 100K. So how am I going to do that? You find a way of enticing your readers to buy your product. So I did that in June last year, and I want about 100K to do something, and I wanted to get it from that book. I actually made around $500,000 there. So I was asking myself, do these people always want these books in PDF? And can I use PDFs to introduce myself to new readers? Because I am sure if I'm going to sell this book to Lillian, it's not just going to be read by Lillian. Lillian will read it, will say it with Joan. Joan will say it with John. John will say it with someone else. So you find your book has been read by 10 people, but only one person paid for it.
Yeah.
This one, if you have a product or a book that you do not want to have on the market for a very long time. And also the way you are going to format this book should be in a way that now some mtu haizi print. If you have both in print and in soft copy, ile ya soft copy isikae kama ya print. If when you're formatting this for soft copy, kama print inaweza kutolea kitu kama 120 pages, make soft copy hata 300 pages. So that if someone takes this thing and wants to print, anashangaa sasa 300 pages itaprint na pesa ngapi? Alafu niuza aje? Lakini ukiifanya piwe same atakuchukua anaenda kuweka kwa machine ana print. So you also have to look at that. And then you also have to look at the possibility, because now from selling this soft copy, we have people who have been just buying it or getting them from I don't know where. I have people who actually created the WhatsApp groups in campuses and started selling. But I was not worried because number one, I achieved what I wanted with the book. I achieved more than what I was looking forward to. And also I have accessed a new group of readers who did not know I existed. Now you find someone is just texting you, telling you, but by then I read Campus Season 1, you have Season 2. Because whoever did that maybe has not bought the second one. Or someone just texts you and asks you, but I've read this book, do you have other books? Then you end up selling books where you have not marketed because of that one book. So yes, ebooks works, but you have to be very keen on how you're going to use them to market yourself and market other books. But I would advise you to use Seller or a platform like Seller where you just place your book there. Those who are pushing you to have your books online, they can buy from there. But if they have a sinister motive, you will also know. When you send them a link and they realize they cannot download, they are going to abandon. They're not going to buy the book. But if they actually want to read, they are going to buy. So those who have been asking you, oh, I want your books, you to me PDF, mimi napenda kusoma PDF, refer them to that. Just give them a link where they're going to buy the book and see if they're going to buy and read.
Yeah, I'm also on Seller, and yeah, I like that option of they can just read there. It's very good. That's a good way for avoiding plagiarism. Nyawira, do you have any questions for each other? Any comments? Because we are any questions? Seller, equal to SELAR.
What's the name of the app again?
SELAR. Wacha niandikia hapa kwa comments. Mnaona comments nyinyi wote? Seller.
Yeah.
Ni .com ama ni ayo, ngoja kidogo nitafute Seller. Seller.com.
You just write Seller.com. You will go there, you will be asked to create your own platform where you're going to put your product.
Okay. Yeah, because
Meona? Seller is SELAR.com.
okay. Found it. And now it's gone.
Good.
And by the way, there's something I would like to tell you about Seller. Are you still here?
Yeah.
No, when you are in this writing space, people come with the mentality that they want to make money quickly, and that is also working against them in the long run. You publish a book that is like 100 pages, 100 pages, and then decide I want to sell this book at 1,500 because I want to make quick money. That is also going to work against you. Now you've not, number one, the book is not properly edited, it's not properly formatted, and maybe it is shallow, but you feel you need money fast. Now, after you sold this book to someone, and someone is looking at this book that they bought 1,500, and the one from Ngugi wa Thiong'o that they bought 450, they wonder, sasa hapa nilikuwa nanunua nini? And then you will publish another book and want that person to buy. Now that's when you realize that you are actually working against yourself in the first book. So these other books are not going to say, those guys who bought your books out of curiosity, because they were wondering, what have you written in this book that it costs 1,500? pricing of a book also plays a role in the market. Before you decide that you want to sell this book at this price because of the money, ask yourself, what is the production cost? Now, if production cost maybe ranges between 300 and 400, why don't you get a profit of 350 or 400 again? Why do you want to produce a book at 200 and then sell it to 1,200? It looks like you're going to make money very fast, but in the long run, that one is going to work against you. There are books that come to the market and do well for a month or a few weeks, then they disappear. Marketing is one of them, one of the factors, and pricing is also another. Now you are going to put your book on seller. Your book costs 1,000. Then you put it on seller and say you want to sell it at 700 shillings. Then you ask yourself, why do you want to sell this book on seller at 700 shillings? Now, what is your motive? What is your aim when you decided to write? Was it just about? Was it about? But usichukue seller, alafu you are selling it on copy. Someone can contact me on internet shillings. It is also going to work against you. The pricing of the product is also going to stick in. So if hakuna kitu kitakuwa unafanya, si ni mtu kununua utapata. So usipeleke hiyo bei kuwe juu sana mpaka watu wenye wanakuja kwa online 700 shillings. Wacha ikae. Afadhali ninunue hard copy. No. So when you have a soft copy, it should actually reflect the value for that soft. It's a soft copy at a price of hard copy, where you have to do all the things plus logistic plus printing costs. Ujaribu reduce so that you get more. I've made a good money by day from seller, but most of my friends have not made any money for a period of 4 years. So inategemea na vile mwenyewe utakuwa unacheza na vitu zako. You know, there's that part of you that is a writer, then there should be part of you that is a business person. Ingia kwa industry now, ukifika hiyo side ya kufanya business, unafaa ujue kwamba now this is business part of it. Do I prioritize getting more customers or prioritize making bigger profits from a single sale? Thank you.
Asante sana. By the way, seller also has a nini. What is it called? They take a fee from every sale. For me, they take a fee 100 shillings per every sale I make. So consider that, because nilikuwa nimeprice kitabu yangu at 350. Ilikuwa 350. Then I sell 2 copies. I get 500. I'm like, the heck, what's up? But anyway, so as in, just consider that. But yes, don't overprice. Be up. Nimechukua notes. I am going to write a whole. I have learned a lot so much, JB. Thank you so much. Do we have another question or comment?
Okay, so seller is for selling only, right?
Yeah, but they can read. They have a mode where they can read. You can read your the stuff there, the books there on the platform. Once they buy, they can read hapo. Wanaacha kitabu yako hapo, hata plagiarize ama kuuza.
All right. So which is the best platform to publish your ebook on, or to write your ebook on?
That's the one. That's Seller. That one.
So I open an account with Seller and write on Seller.
No. You open an account on Seller. So you've already created your, for example, the whatever. Me, I usually use Readsy, by the way. I don't know what JB does. I use Readsy. So after you download nini yako, PDF yako, sasa unai-upload kwa Seller hivyo. Unai-upload kwa Seller.
Wow, that's
Seller is a place where you need to take a finished product.
Yeah.
Andika kitabu chako, umesha format kiko in PDF format, sasa unapeleka weka hapo kuuza. But if you want writing apps, we still have a lot of them. You can just search to best writing apps. Ziko.
Okay. Good. Thank you. What else? Anyone else has a question? Bonnie? Uko na swali ama comment? Tumalize. Uko mute, by the way.
Is it a quality?
Anasikia kweli?
Mbona unasikia?
Uko mute. Uko mute.
You are muted.
Oh, I think I'm muted. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Hata sasa.
Sorry, you're good? Do you have any questions? You're good.
Hata sasa niko muted.
Hapana,
you're
tunakusikia.
Alright.
Do you have any questions? You're good.
Unanisikia sahi? Yeah?
Yeah. His internet is taking so long.
Unasikika?
We are getting a lot of
Oh, niko sawa?
Yes.
Yeah. His internet is taking so long.
We are getting a lot of yes.
So I think, okay, I've loved the forum and I've quite learned a lot from this. So thank you for the idea of bringing us together. Yeah.
Thank you for agreeing to come on. So we will close this and then I will reach out to you individually and tell you maybe what are the next steps for now. Yeah, so I'll reach out to you and tell you what are the next steps. I hope to do this so many more times so that we can learn and grow together. And also that festival that I was talking about, I have every intention of having it now maybe August. Let's say August. Ndio mkam Naivasha bana. To enjoy Juja kutoka na weather ya Mombasa si Mombasa hivi. So that we can meet together we can meet in person and we can also get to have a wonderful day and experience, maybe sell some books. But in the meantime, I feel like we have learned some stuff we can utilize. Tuko sawa? If I feel like we are good. So thank you so much for coming.
Maybe I can get the contact for JB. Contact JB.
If I feel like we are good. JB, Bonnie is asking for your contact.
My contact is 0739
0739
796 796 190. 0739 796 190.
Yes, 73979.
Just start, find everything there, including the email on Facebook.
Oh, you have it on Facebook?
Yes. You can actually text me directly from Facebook.
Haya, sasa siku imeisha. Asanteni sana kwa kuja. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, you too. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.